Welcome to Movies Recap Repo, your home for the most brain-teasing recaps on the internet. Today, we're diving deep into the subconscious to answer a mind-bending question: what happens if you die in your dreams? Imagine a world where you could enter someone else's mind, a world where dreams are not just fleeting images but constructible, shareable realities. This is the playground for a team of specialists who perform extraction, the art of stealing secrets from a person's subconscious while they sleep. But their final mission is something far more dangerous, something thought to be impossible: Inception. The goal isn't to steal an idea, but to plant one. They must convince a young corporate heir to break up his father's empire, an idea he must believe is his own. To do this, they need to go deeper into the dream world than ever before, navigating a treacherous maze of dreams within dreams. The team is assembled, each a master of their craft. There's the architect, who builds the dream worlds, the chemist, who creates the powerful sedatives needed for stable, multi-layered dreaming, and the forger, who can shapeshift within the dream to impersonate key figures from the target's life. Leading them all is the extractor, a man haunted by his past and desperate for one last job to get his life back. The plan is a complex, 3-level dive. Each level of the dream will run on a different timeline. What feels like 10 hours in the first level will become a week in the second, and 6 months in the third. Time dilates exponentially the deeper you go, a crucial factor that makes the mission both possible and incredibly perilous. To wake up from a dream, you need a kick, a sudden jolt like falling or being submerged in water. For this mission, they need synchronized kicks across all 3 dream levels. A kick in level 1 will wake them up to level 1, a kick in level 2 will wake them to level 2, and so on. Miss the kick, and you could be trapped. But what happens if you die in a normal, sedated dream? The shock of death is usually enough to wake you up. However, the powerful sedative they're using for this multi-level dive changes the rules entirely. It's designed to keep the dream stable, so dying doesn't wake you up. Instead, it sends your mind to an even deeper, more dangerous place: limbo. Limbo is a shared, unconstructed dream space, raw subconscious at its most infinite and unpredictable. It's an endless expanse of whatever was left behind by anyone who has ever been there. Getting lost in limbo is the ultimate risk, a mental prison from which escape is nearly impossible. Your mind could be trapped there for what feels like an eternity. While only minutes pass in the real world, you could live an entire lifetime in limbo, forgetting what's real and what's a dream. You become a shade, a lost soul wandering the shores of your own subconscious, your mind slowly eroding until there's nothing left. The mission begins on a rain-slicked city street, the first level of the dream. Their objective is to get the target into a van, sedate him again, and enter the second level. But things immediately go wrong. The target's mind has been trained to defend itself against extractors, and his subconscious projections manifest as a heavily armed security force. These projections aren't just figments, they are a manifestation of the target's self-preservation instinct, and they are lethal. A firefight erupts, and one of the team members is critically wounded. This is a disaster. If he dies here, he won't wake up, he'll be cast down into limbo, alone. Despite the chaos, they manage to get the target and the wounded team member into the van and descend into the second dream level, a sophisticated hotel. Here, the plan is to trick the target into believing his most trusted advisor has betrayed him, planting the first seed of the idea. The challenge is that the van's chaotic movements in level 1 are affecting the physics of level 2. The hotel's gravity shifts unpredictably, turning hallways into rotating centrifuges and rooms upside down. Navigating this disorienting environment while fending off the target's increasingly aggressive projections becomes a fight for survival. The architect must use her knowledge of the dream's design to guide them through the shifting landscape. Simultaneously, they must descend to the third and final plan level, a remote, snow-covered mountain fortress. This is the deepest they need to go, the target's inner sanctum. Here, they must confront the emotional core of his relationship with his father and plant the final, definitive idea. The fortress is heavily guarded, a militarized hospital protecting the target's most vulnerable thoughts. The team must stage a full-scale assault to penetrate its defenses. The stakes are at their absolute peak, time is running out, and the sedative is wearing off. The synchronized kicks are approaching. Back in level 1, the van plunges off a bridge, initiating the first kick. This is their alarm clock. The impact with the water will create the jolt they need to wake up, but they must time their own kicks in the deeper levels to coincide with it perfectly. In the hotel of level 2, they rig an elevator with explosives to create their kick. In the mountain fortress of level 3, they plant charges to destroy the entire complex, providing the final kick. Everything must happen in perfect sequence, a symphony of destruction designed to pull them back to reality. But a ghost from the past threatens to unravel everything. The extractor's late wife, a projection of his own guilt, appears in the deepest level. She is a saboteur, a beautiful and tragic figure who wants him to stay with her in the dream world forever. She fatally wounds the target, sending his consciousness tumbling down into limbo. Now the mission has changed. It's no longer just about planting an idea, it's a rescue mission into the abyss. The extractor and the architect must follow the target into limbo to retrieve him before he is lost forever. They must find him in the crumbling ruins of a world they once built together. Limbo is a wasteland of forgotten memories and decaying dreams. Here, the extractor confronts the shade of his wife, who has been waiting for him for what feels like 50 years. He must finally let go of his guilt, accepting that she is just a shadow and not the woman he loved. It's a heartbreaking choice between a phantom of the past and a chance at a real future. After finding the target and sending him back up with a kick, the extractor stays behind to find his other teammate, who was lost earlier. They have grown old in this forgotten world, living decades in the span of a few real-world minutes. They must remember their mission and find a way back, a way to die in limbo to finally wake up. They succeed. One by one, the team members awaken on the airplane, gasping for air as if surfacing from a great depth. The mission is a success. The idea was planted, and they have all returned from the labyrinth of the mind. So, what happens if you die in your dreams? In this world, the answer is terrifying. You don't just wake up, you fall into a void of pure, unadulterated subconsciousness, a place where time has no meaning and reality is a distant memory. You risk losing not just your mission, but your very mind. It's a journey to the edge of sanity, a stark reminder that the most dangerous place to get lost is inside your own head. Thanks for watching our deep dive into one of sci-fi's greatest concepts. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to subscribe to Movies Recap Repo for more recaps that will make you think. See you next time.